Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. It's going to be another intense week in Los Angeles as secrets, shifting alliances, and shocking confrontations dominate the lives of the Forresters, Logans, and Finnegans. As July 21st through July 25th unfolds, fans of the bold and the beautiful are in for emotional whiplash. Sheila Carter, who's long been seen as a danger to everyone around her, finds herself in a position nobody expected, one that could permanently change the family dynamic. Meanwhile, Steffy Forrester faces a moral crossroads, and Finn is pulled between love, guilt, and the impossible challenge of being both a loyal husband and a son trying to redeem a relationship with a mother who's brought chaos. The week kicks off with Finn grappling with his conflicting emotions. On one hand, he remains deeply committed to Steffy and the family they've built together. But on the other, he can't ignore the growing bond with Sheila, a woman he's tried so hard to write off but who continues to show up in moments when he least expects it. After weeks of chaos, arguments, and heartbreaking ultimatums, Finn seems more exhausted than ever, emotionally and mentally. His internal battle is evident in every conversation he has, especially when he finds himself justifying his actions not only to Steffy but to himself. Steffy, for her part, begins the week fiercely protective of her family. Her instincts are screaming at her to keep Sheila away from their lives, but she also sees Finn suffering. She realizes that cutting Sheila out completely is driving a wedge between her and her husband. It's not that Steffy suddenly trusts Sheila, far from it, but she begins to consider whether a ceasefire might be necessary to keep her marriage from collapsing entirely. This isn't about forgiveness or acceptance. It's about survival. Enter Sheila, who, surprisingly, seems aware of how precarious her situation is. For once, she doesn't push. She doesn't manipulate. She allows Finn the space to feel and speak, and this change in behavior doesn't go unnoticed. Sheila presents herself as calm, reflective, even remorseful. Whether this is a genuine transformation or a calculated act is still up for debate, but Finn starts seeing a version of his mother he's never seen before. And that begins to shift the energy surrounding everything. In a quiet moment at the Cliff House, Steffy and Finn finally have a conversation that's less about fighting and more about listening. They discuss Hayes, their future, and the emotional toll this battle with Sheila has taken on both of them. Steffy asks a hard question. What if keeping Sheila away is hurting their family more than helping it? She's not saying she wants to welcome Sheila in with open arms, but maybe it's time to stop fighting the impossible. Maybe they need a strategy that doesn't involve constant war. This leads to the unthinkable. Steffy agrees to meet with Sheila. Not in secret. Not through Finn. But directly face-to-face, in neutral territory. When this news reaches Sheila, she's stunned. She doesn't trust it at first. She thinks it might be a trap or some elaborate way to ambush her, but Finn assures her that Steffy is sincere. The meeting is tense from the start. Steffy arrives guarded, and Sheila walks on eggshells. The past looms large over them, especially the shooting, the lies, and the trauma they've all endured. But the tone is different this time. Steffy lays out clear boundaries. She doesn't want friendship. She's not looking for reconciliation. What she wants is peace for Hayes, for Finn, and for herself. Sheila, shockingly, agrees without resistance. She says she's tired of being the villain and that all she's ever wanted was a chance to be in her son's life. The moment is raw and real, and for once, there's no screaming or accusations. Just two women, acknowledging that their shared love for Finn is the one thing that might make peace possible. Word of this truce spreads quickly, and reactions vary. Ridge is furious. He can't believe Steffy would even consider trusting Sheila, even a little. Brooke is equally stunned and warns that Sheila never changes, that her remorse is always temporary. But Taylor, surprisingly, sides with Steffy. She reminds Ridge that healing requires compromise and that maybe giving Sheila an inch under strict conditions is the only way forward. Thomas, too, expresses concern but ultimately supports his sister's decision if it brings stability. Finn, meanwhile, is relieved. The tension that has weighed on him for months starts to lift. He knows it's not a perfect solution, and he's still wary, but seeing Steffy and Sheila knot at each other's throats is something he never thought he'd witness. For the first time, he feels like there's hope. He begins spending limited, supervised time with Sheila, and these moments become surprisingly cathartic. He starts asking questions about his childhood, about why she made the choices she did, and Sheila opens up in ways she never has before. But while things seem to be calming down on the surface, trouble brews just beneath. Liam, who has remained deeply suspicious of Sheila from the start, sees this truce as a dangerous game. He believes that Sheila is simply biding her time, waiting for the right moment to strike. And when he confronts Steffy about it, their conversation turns into a bitter exchange. Liam accuses her of endangering Hayes and forgetting everything Sheila has done. Steffy, frustrated, tells him that unless he has a better solution, he should stay out of it. The friction between Liam and Steffy grows, and Hope finds herself caught in the middle once again. She tries to stay neutral, focusing instead on her own situation with Thomas. But even she begins to question whether Steffy's gamble is worth the risk. There's a growing sense that something big is about to happen, something that could shatter this fragile peace before it even fully forms. Sheila has a quiet conversation with Deacon. She confides in him that she's scared, not of going back to prison or being shut out again, but of finally having something good and losing it. Deacon, who has seen Sheila's worst and best sides, tells her that if she truly wants redemption, this is her chance. But he warns her that one slip-up could undo everything. Sheila nods, acknowledging the truth in his words. Elsewhere, the Logan sisters begin to whisper concerns of their own. Katie especially worries that Sheila being allowed back into any part of the family circle sets a dangerous precedent. Donna, though hesitant, tries to see the bigger picture. And when Eric hears about what's happening, he's both shocked and saddened. He wonders how long peace can last when it's built on years of pain and betrayal. The emotional centerpiece of the week comes when Sheila has a supervised visit with Hayes. Steffy watches from nearby, tense and on edge, but something surprising happens. Hayes doesn't seem afraid. He smiles at Sheila, who gently plays with him, careful and measured in every gesture. For a moment, Steffy sees not the monster who tried to kill her, but a woman who desperately wants to be part of her grandson's life. The image sticks with her, even after the visit ends. Still, not everyone is convinced. Bill Spencer begins making moves behind the scenes, gathering intel on Sheila's recent behavior. He doesn't buy the redemption act for a second and begins working with Justin to uncover anything that might prove Sheila's still dangerous. Steffy doesn't know it yet, but forces are already in motion to undo the truce before it takes hold. As the week winds down, Finn and Steffy reflect on the new reality they're building. They agree to remain cautious but committed to their plan. Finn thanks Steffy for trying, for seeing him and understanding the impossible choice he's had to face. Steffy, in turn, admits that she's doing this for their son, but also because she can't keep fighting a battle that only hurts them. Their bond, though still fragile, feels stronger than it has in weeks. But in true bold and the beautiful fashion, the final scene of the week delivers a twist. Sheila receives an anonymous message. Just a few words, but enough to shake her. "I know what you did. It's not over." Her face turns pale. Whether it's a threat, blackmail, or something far worse remains unclear, but one thing's certain, the past is never really gone. And just as peace begins to take hold, chaos lurks in the shadows, ready to strike again. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.